This is Susan and Joseph Tropeano, part 4 of our Cry for Help. Before we continue with the narrative that my husband Joe was reading, we just want to say to you again, we haven't received any comments except for one comment that was written, well, how would you say it, Joe? It was so convoluted, it made no sense.
Was not even relevant to what we are describing and telling. It has nothing to do with the story, basically.
Yeah, with what we're saying. So we just ignored it, okay? Again, we're wondering, why we're not receiving comments. Again, we're going to leave our phone number, 802-236-5799. And we're still here, hoping to get help. By the time you hear all our videos, it will come full circles, I'm always saying, of everything that we are explaining here. Okay, Joe, do you want to continue?
Yes, yeah. Our last video, we just left off talking about how everything is kept internal in our lives. Nothing can ever be exposed. So let me continue. Again, just to let everybody know, this is part 4. The principal investigated her own case, as she unlawfully wrote on official medical board Department of Education documents stating Susan Tropeano did not suffer a line-of-duty injury. She signed her signature to these documents. Furthermore, the New York City Department of Education medical documents were unlawfully submitted and signed by Phyllis Leinwand. And these documents were tampered with, as the New York City Medical Bureau conspired with the principal to cover up for her unlawfulness.
Okay, I have to stop here. It was outrageous medical corruption, okay, which is the beginning of the medical corruption. What the New York City Medical Bureau did, they took the unlawful documents signed by Phyllis Leinwand, writing line of duty injury unsubstantiated. Only a superintendent can do that. They whited out her signature. They whited out her reason, line of duty injury unsubstantiated. Okay, and other relevant facts that were originally put on by Phyllis Leinwand, although it wasn't, they whited out. And then they submit back to us that same medical document with all the whiteouts. Whiteouts is a very common thing used in our case. We have minutes, okay, from a court. When the only court case we went to was when the lawyers placed liens on us. Our court case is never heard. It was with Judge Martin at Supreme Court in Nassau County. To make a long story short, we received the minutes from that court case, and every other line was whited out. Okay, it was notarized by the court. I went back to the court, and of course, what usually happens, people run away. Other people say, if you pursue this, you're going to get arrested. We went to governmental agencies regarding this. We went to the FBI because the U.S. Attorney, in the beginning, twice referred us to the FBI, Peter Group Squad. However, twice, okay, when we went to the FBI, which is law enforcement, we couldn't get to Peter Group Squad. Instead, we got this young, corrupt FBI agent, Charles Putrid, which we will talk later about as well. I mean, this case goes into so many different areas, okay, and it's hard to stay focused on one part because one part leads into another. But we will continue this law enforcement corruption and medical corruption as this case unfolds.
Just to continue, Phyllis Leinwand barred my wife from pursuing a line of duty injury. Just to let you know, barring is a Nazi tactic. It's not used in modern America, okay?
How could anybody bar anybody from pursuing their due process rights?
make a long story short, these barring orders filtrated into our personal lives till this present time, making our lives literally a living hell.
Just very briefly, and we're going to elaborate on this greatly as our videos unfold. Just from the top of my head, we are barred from using certain. Now the noise is coming from Mario Tuszko, but we'll talk loud. We are barred from using pharmacies in Vermont. We are barred from using a supermarket there. We are barred from using governmental agencies in Vermont. We are barred from using a myriad of medical practices in Vermont. We are barred by Mr. Clary, okay, a lawyer who defends employees at Dartmouth Hitchcock Hospital. He sends us an outrageous letter that we are barred from using Dartmouth Hitchcock Hospital. This is when I received counterfeit medication and I was barred from using the emergency room. And we're really going to elaborate on this, so I don't want to get into detail now. Where else are we barred, Joe?
Did you mention you're barred at some supermarkets? Did you just
Yes, we're
mention
barred
that?
at some supermarkets, and we have these barring orders to prove it.
Pharmacies.
Pharmacies,
Yeah,
doctors' offices.
doctors' offices, yes.
We are barred from being with our family. We lost our entire family. We're going to elaborate on this a lot. I mean, we are barred basically we're barred from getting telephone services. We're barred from using our internet right now. Only if certain people can control our internet. We are barred from using our intercom system.
Yes.
What else are we barred from? We are barred from going into Barnes and Noble. I mean, okay.
Which is a bookstore.
Because a frightening incident happened there where we were almost shot by this lethal cult. And so, what happens is we are barred because we have no police. But you know what? I don't want to elaborate on all this now because we're going to go in detail with every part of this. So, Joe, excuse me, please go on.
In the year 2004, Phyllis Leinwand fraudulently and outrageously arrested me when I went to pick up my wife from school. This principal unconscionably stated to the police, Joseph Tropeano trespassed into the school and threatened to kill me. As a result of this fraudulent remark, the police falsely arrested me. These outrageous trespassing charges and false, unconscionable arrest charges filtrated into our personal lives till this present time, making our lives again a living hell. She tried her best to arrest Susan at school as well. However, she could not succeed in doing so. My wife was very astute to what she was incessantly scheming to do, and thus avoided all the lethal set-up situations. Further devastating, torturous, illicit activities continued as the principal unlawfully placed Susan's pensions earning in a dummy account. As a result of committing this unlawful activity, my wife's pension went into a chaotic, unlawful mess. All the interest, which was compounded to Susan's pension each year, was eradicated. All pensions benefits and laws which award my wife's pension further monies were immediately stripped from my wife's pension. Although we have all the necessary documents to attest to how the principal unlawfully destroyed my wife's pensions earning and retirement's earning, all conspiring responsible parties, including but not limited to the United Federation of Teachers, the New York City Teachers Retirement System, and the New York City Comptroller's Office, who are all responsible to make my wife's pension whole again, unlawfully, up to this time, adamantly refuse to see these documents.
And also, I wrote to the state controller. I got help from the state controller. He said, unfortunately, he cannot help me because I have a New York City pension. However, he wrote a letter to us and Nelson Serrano at the New York City Teachers Retirement System that he must call us immediately because we have problems with our pension. And Mr. DiNapoli saw many of our documents. To this very day, Nelson Serrano remains silent. Although we wrote him so many documents, we sent a letter from Mr. DiNapoli. Whatever we do, everyone remains silent. They're expecting us to die. I mean, this is outrageous. And now we're sitting here also worrying how we're going to pay our bills because we're going to go destitute. Although we have money, we cannot use our monies. I mean, this is supposed to be the United States of America. We need help. Please help us.
In the year of 2010 to 2011, Susan and I made 2 claims at the New York City Comptroller's Office, who controls all the pensions for New York City teachers. An investigator named Owen Diamond. Okay, this investigator is located at the New York City Comptroller's Office, wrote my wife an outrageous, alarming, lunatic letter stating, "You're not a member of the Teachers Retirement System. You are members of BOERS, B-O-E-R-S. My wife is a member of the Teachers Retirement System, which abbreviated, it's called the TRS, Teachers Retirement System."
And
Okay.
I sent to the claims office where Owen Diamond is about 100 documents showing I'm a member of the Teachers Retirement System. It's written right on top of every page. This is how they try to kill you. They know getting a lunatic letter like this would kill anybody.
My wife, like I just mentioned, she's been a member of the Teachers Retirement System for over 21 years. We send myriads of financial documents to this entity attesting to these facts, which they absurdly, unconscionably ignored. There's no such pension known as BOERS. The trauma and terror and fear existing in an Alice in Wonderland world where everything is lunatic and topsy-turvy in your life is recklessly and deliberately intended to torment us to the point we can suffer a fatal consequence which can lead to death. If we pursue and expose the serious torturous violations committed by the Comptroller's Office, the usual habitual pattern is to threaten us by calling the police. When the police arrives, we get mocked, we get abused, we get bullied, and just get further humiliated. Many times we receive verbal and written orders that we are barred, like we mentioned earlier, from entering this particular entities. And if we disobey this barring orders or no trespassing orders, then we are threatened either with arrest charges or maybe court action. It gets more lunatic and more absurd as our story is continuing. At this present time, in the year 2011, David Hickey, the manager of the United Federation of Teachers, maybe for some people that don't understand, United Federation of Teachers is the union that Susan has been paying union dues for over 21 years. This Mr. Hickey barred my wife and I from entering the United Federation of Teachers, which is at times throughout this narrative, I might say the UFT.
Now, just let me mention one
which
thing.
is located in New York City.
Okay. At the UFT, United Federation of Teachers, this is where they calculate every teacher's pension. They refuse to calculate my pension. Absolutely refuse to. All right.
Okay.
Time is okay.
Yeah.
A little bit more, Joe. You can go. And
yeah,
then we'll
because
continue.
time is getting close to the end of this part here. Anyway, I'm talking about David Hickey, the managing United Federation of Teachers, who barred us from entering the building.
Okay, since it's ending, I just want to make one because you'll
Yeah, we're
continue
gonna
this.
we're gonna actually
Let
stop
me just
with
say
this
something here.
with this
I want to
David
make it
Hickey
very
for now.
clear that the United Federation of Teachers, before a teacher retires, makes consultations with the teachers, and you go over all your evidence, all your papers, so that everything's clear what you're getting. The United Federation of Teachers adamantly refuses to